Fashion is a reflection of one's personality, lived experiences, influences, and fantasies all in one. Philadelphia, a culturally and artistically colorful city, is no stranger to people who represent their own vibe and look. This could not be more evident than through the creation of community artist and visionary Melasia, founder of Almost Famous, a series of unique pop-up events aimed at showcasing artists, entrepreneurs, and more. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with her and learning more about this movement. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. Yes, so I think we should get the most important things out the way first.
Okay.
What is your astrological sign and where are you from? Cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm from right here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yep.
I got 2 cousins that are Cancers. I love them.
Good.
So I kind of learned about Almost Famous, I would say probably like a year and a half ago,
Okay.
through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through either one of the summer events that you were having or another pop-up shop. But what really drew me into the page and the vision was the fashion, how people dress, the style, how people carried themselves. So I just wanted to really know, could you tell us what is Almost Famous and what's the genesis of the business?
Yes, so Almost Famous is a brand that represents uniqueness. I started it to showcase local artists and to promote small businesses. I went to school for fashion merchandising, so I've always been in fashion. However, I didn't necessarily want to pursue a career in fashion because I didn't feel like the culture surrounded by fashion was something that I resonated with. I felt like it was a little bougie, and I'm a little more down to earth.
Right.
So I've always been very intertwined with my community, and I know a ton of artists that I feel like need recognition or deserve recognition, and I felt like if we work together as a community to do that, we could all help build one another up.
Absolutely.
So.
And I love that you mentioned lifting one another up in this journey of creativity, because sometimes those spaces where people are trying to get out there, whether it's visual art or their fashion, they can seem kind of like in the corner and not able to fully express their voice. So I kind of want to know, who are community leaders or creatives that have inspired you or currently inspire you, just that kind of push through the grain and push through the noise?
So growing up, I was always very involved in events that were going on in my community, particularly like pop-up shops and festivals, things of that nature, anything having to do with art and fashion pretty much, even parties, like just growing up. And I was always involved in the creative scene. So my peers, whoever it was that was putting together the events or the people that I would see there that I knew were just kind of the movers and shakers of the community, I was always very drawn to them and very drawn to their impression, the impression that they had on me and the impression that I saw that they had on other people. And so I wanted to kind of continue that legacy and pass it down to people younger than me and even people my age.
For sure, for sure. What was the first major event of Almost Famous, and what did it feel like reaching that accomplishment after?
So the first event was in June 2021. So that was, I graduated college in 2020 during the lockdown. And so it was just a lot of time to think, a lot of time for all of us to think about what we wanted to do coming out of this. And by 2021, I think we were all fed up with just being in the house and being separated from our peers. And I thought it would be a good opportunity. It was that summer, 2021, the summer 2021, where people were kind of stepping outside again. And I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to put together an event that would bring us all together. So that was the first event, and it had an amazing turnout. The first one was on South Street, so people were down there, they're already shopping, they're already looking for vintage. They're already looking for unique, creative, one-of-a-kind items. So it was really the perfect location to get it started.
For sure. So what are some of the vendors that you've had at your pop-up events, and are any of those people that you can identify as your right hand in this journey, or people that really have like supported you in getting your name out there? Either the vendors or in general, anyone who's like your right hand.
Yeah, so the people around me have kind of changed through the process. As of right now, my boyfriend is like one of my biggest supporters in helping me. He's also a creative. He does digital design, which is something I'm also into. And so he helps me. We do the flyers, anything marketing and promo wise, and just helping me come up with new ideas to execute for future events. And then I also have an intern right now. Her name is Abby. She's also very helpful in just organizing and helping me put together the event. So those are like my two right and left hand at the moment.
Because having to wear the hat for creating the content and getting the vendors and promoting the event, listen, hats off to you.
Thank you.
So I really want to get to know, like, what are some upcoming events coming up for Almost Famous? What do you want us to know that's in store that we should be on the lookout for?
So I have a women's market coming up in March to celebrate Women's History Month. So that'll be very exciting. It'll be in Center City at the Center for Architecture and Design on 12th and Arch, right across the street from the Convention Center. That's something I'm very excited for. I've never done an all-women's event, or I only been to one personally, and it just was very inspiring for me. So I have that coming up, and then in August, I'll be doing a fashion show for the first time. It'll be my first time putting it together. I've always been involved in fashion shows, but we're going to have, so this show will be multiple designers in one show. So it'll be really cool, and it'll be a first for me. So.
Well, I'm going to be there. Not only do I want to be at the
You're invited.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited for that. So, I mean, I have so much more to ask you, and I really want to get to know you much more. But I really appreciate you joining PhillyCAM and me today and telling us about Almost Famous and your vision, your creativity. So,
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.